Hey everybody, we're here for the third and final meal of this week's Blue Apron. This week we have the Togarashi Chicken Lettuce Cups with orange and radish. This one looks good. Hopefully this one will be a little bit of redemption. This week's Blue Apron was very disappointing. Last night we had the Top Chef ginger marinated steak, which is just disappointing with the steak, and then the night before we had the pasta, which was just bland, and we didn't really enjoy that. So we're hoping this will be a little bit of redemption. So come on in and let's get started on this meal. So as usual, I've laid out the ingredients just to go over what's in this meal. We have 10 ounces of ground chicken, 2 carrots, some mushrooms, a red onion, an orange, a lime, 2 cloves of garlic, butter lettuce, what is possibly the smallest knickknacks bag I have ever seen. And then we have this, which is very unique. Blackberry, get down. No cats allowed. What is a watermelon radish? I've never seen a watermelon radish before. So looking forward to tasting it and seeing what's what with it. But very interesting. So let's get started. We have our knickknack bag, again, the smallest one in the history of Blue Apron. And we have, wow, the Togarashi seasoning. And what was also supposed to be in there and is not, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. Am I missing the sesame oil? No, well that's going to be a problem. And the nutrition facts. So I don't have sesame oil, and our knickknack bag was missing the sesame oil. So what we're going to do, I guess, is use olive oil instead, since we don't have sesame oil. So let's get started. This one's quite a bit. We're going to wash and dry the fresh produce, thinly slice the mushrooms, and the rest of the produce. So let me start that, and I'll see you in a minute. So what I've done is I've already prepared the garlic and onions. We've roughly chopped the garlic. We peeled the onion, thinly sliced it. I've also taken the time to peel the carrots, to peel the watermelon radish. That's what it looks like. I've washed the produce. Orange has been peeled, and the chopped meat, the ground chicken chopped meat is ready to go. So we're going to finish prepping now. So what we're going to do is thinly slice the mushrooms. Let's get these thinly sliced. Again, this is the third and final of our Blue Apron meals for this week. Please be sure to subscribe and give us a like. Put in the comments whether you like the videos, what would you like to see more of, what would you like to see less of, so we can have your feedback and make adjustments to try and make the videos better. Again, we're hoping this meal will be the redeeming meal for Blue Apron this week. The mushrooms were thinly slicing. I'm kind of bummed, to be honest, that they forgot the sesame oil. That happens from time to time with Blue Apron. Hopefully it won't be a showstopper with regards to the meal in terms of that being a critical ingredient at some point. So the only other oil we really have in the house is olive oil. So that's obviously what we're going to need to substitute. But we'll determine that once we get to that point in the directions. Okay, the next step, what we're going to do in preparation, we got our mushrooms thinly sliced. So I mentioned yesterday the lemon squeezer. Highly recommend getting it. Also getting a set of these. This is graters. We have 2 types of graters. I have the box grater we're going to need for this recipe, but you get these graters. They're good for cheeses, and they also come in another different sizes. So you get 3. And they're handy to have in the kitchen depending upon what things you're into doing and cooking. We need to get 2 teaspoons of zest. So this is going to be my zester. So what I'm going to do here, just move it around. We're starting to get some lime zest. Just be careful with your fingers when you do this. And again, I highly recommend getting one of these. They're very inexpensive. You can get a set with different sizes and shapes. When you zest, you want to avoid that white pith. So you actually want to keep rotating it so you get it. And if you look into our ingredient bowl, you'll see we're starting to get some of the lime zest. And a lot of the Blue Apron meals do this with lemon or lime based on the meal. And you'll use the zest, the lime for a nice zest. Usually in the ingredient as well, you'll then use the juice for something else. And you keep rotating. You want to avoid the white pith, as they say. And that looks pretty good. I'll leave that there. We're done with that. Now we're going to quarter the lime. I'm going to leave the lime bits there. So we're also, today we're going to use a large grater, large side of the grater, and they want us to grate the carrots, which I peeled, and then the radish, the watermelon radish, which I've also peeled. So we're going to start with the carrots. And again, same as before, just a bigger side. We're basically getting carrot shredding the carrots. And you just really be careful of your fingers. This actually goes very quickly, much quicker than the zesting of the lime. And just now we have all that. I'm going to rinse this off because I'm going to need to do this as well for that watermelon radish. I'm going to use the big bowl for this, and we're going to put our carrots right in there. You can see how nice that looks. Put that here. Again, this meal is a lot of prep and a lot of ingredients, and hopefully it will taste delicious. Clean off the board. So I've already peeled the watermelon radish, and again, we're going to do the same thing on the large side of the box grater. We're going to grate this. So I guess you just... Oh, that's interesting. I'm just going to taste the piece because I've never had watermelon. Oh, it's actually good. Want to try something? Gonna have my beautiful wife behind the camera working today. It does taste just like a regular radish. We'll have to look up and why it's called a watermelon radish, but aside from being the only thing I can think of, it's a little moister or wetter. So the only thing I can think of why they call it a watermelon radish is for that fact, because you can see I've never actually grated a regular radish before, but you can see it's actually moist compared to the radishes we had in the meal last night, which were regular radishes that we just put in a little marinade and then we let them soak it up. That looks pretty good, right? Take another ingredient bowl. Looks nice. Looks good. You can see how moist the radish is. That's been grated. Clean off the board, and we'll get to the finish of our prep, and then we will start cooking. So now we did that. What do we have left? We have an orange. We're going to peel, which I've already done, the orange, and I'm going to medium dice the orange. I've actually never medium diced an orange before, so this would be a first. And I'm just going to do how I normally do. That actually looks pretty good. Some of this we can probably... Again, I do the best I can with my knife skills. Not really a chef, but again, if you see me doing something wrong or you have a better way, please put it in the comments, and love to hear from you. And there are the orange medium dice. Looks good. So we have all our ingredients, and I think we are ready to get rolling on cooking. So let's see what the next step is. So we're going to start to cook the vegetables in a large pan. So let me get that. We're going to olive oil, medium high until hot, and we're going to add the sliced mushrooms again to cook those first. Let's come here. Put on medium high. Adding our olive oil. So we're heating the oil. Just while the oil heats, I just want to mention the butter lettuce. I did peel it apart, but I'm a little disappointed. They're kind of small, and you notice we're making lettuce cups. So we're making lettuce cups, so hopefully the lettuce is going to be usable. There's one, but some of these are totally shredded, and this is the way it came, which was a little disappointing. Now that's a usable one. So we'll hope for the best on that. Our oil's hot. It's got a nice glisten, so we're going to heat the mushrooms. There's that nice sizzle that we're always looking for. And let me just see if we're stirring or not. I'm going to get the vent going. So what we're going to do with the mushrooms, so we're going to cook without stirring for 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes. Then once we're done, I have my onions that are going to go in next and my garlic. So we're going to give this a minute without stirring. Mushrooms are looking good. We're going to give that another 30 seconds or so. Looks like they're lightly brown. Let's take a look. Yep, mushrooms do look lightly brown, so I'm just going to give it a quick little stir. And now what we're going to do, we're going to add the sliced onions and the chopped garlic. There's our timer, so I'm just going to reset our timer for 3 minutes. We'll get the onions and chopped garlic in there. Nothing like the smell of onions and garlic frying up, cooking up. Looks good. And we're going to stir occasionally for 2 to 3 minutes until softened and fragrant. It's getting fragrant already. Once the time's up and these are ready, we're going to actually add one of the lime wedges. We're going to add the juice from one of the lime wedges. Just a quick stir. I mentioned this yesterday. It's a great thing. These are very inexpensive, but it's a juicer. You put your lime. A lot of the recipes call for juicing of lemon and limes, and this makes it really simple and easy. We'll show you how to do that. Use that when we get to it. Smells really good. And how can you go wrong cooking up garlic, onions, and mushrooms? Always a great combo. Let me give that another 30 seconds or so. Okay, our garlic, onions, and mushrooms look good. So again, we're going to take one of our limes, the quarter that we cut up and minced earlier, and we're going to juice it and add this with a little bit of, nope, no salt and pepper. Whoa! I'm going to mix it up so the juices get in there. You can see how easy it is. 30 seconds to a minute until it's well combined. I think that's pretty well combined, and that looks really good. It's going to be part of our filling for the lettuce cups. It's eventually going to go with the chicken. I'm going to turn off my heat temporarily. Stop my timer, and we are going to transfer to a large bowl. We're going to season this with salt and pepper to taste. So let's do that. I have a large bowl ready. And I believe we're going to cook the chicken next. Yep, same pan, heat the sesame oil. So here's how we're going to differ now. We don't have the sesame oil. It was not in our knick-knack bag, and they left it out. So we're going to use olive oil, because that is the only oil that we currently have in the house. So we're going to let that get hot. And then we're going to add the ground chicken, and we're going to season it with salt and pepper. So our oil looks hot, so we're going to put the chicken in. We're going to start to break it apart. We're going to add a little bit of salt. That's pepper. A little bit of salt. We're going to set our timer for 3 to 4 minutes. We'll start to cook this up, and we're going to start to break it apart. Let it cook up. Again, we're tossing as we go. Occasional toss, and then I just continue to break up the chicken so it cooks up. Actually, almost looks cooked. And again, it's a ground chicken. Sesame oil probably would have given it more of an Asian flavor to it, but again, they left it out, so we just went with olive oil. Next step, once we get there, is to put the Togarashi seasoning in. And do we put it all in? I'm going to add it now. Let me just quickly flip this. We're still going to need, once we put the seasoning in, a 1/4 cup of water. We're going to add our seasoning. We're going to let the seasoning mix it up there, and then we're going to add the water. So this is 1 to 2 minutes. Got the seasoning in there. So we're going to add our 1/4 cup of water now. I'm going to stir in, and you're going to let that go until it's cooked off. For about a minute, minute and a half. And let it mix up good. So the water's cooked off. We're going to shut off our heat now. And now we're going to start to make our filling. So what we're going to do with this is add the cooked chicken to our vegetables.
Okay, bud.
1 sec, Jeff. So we're going to add, we have our cooked vegetables. We're going to add the chicken. So we have the meat in with the chicken now. So we're going to finish making our filling. We're going to add the lime zest. Lime zest always smells so great. The lime zest, the grated carrots, the radish from the watermelon radish, and then the remaining juice from the lime wedges that we have. So I'm going to do 2 at a time. See how much juice comes out of there. Last lime wedge. And we're going to add a tablespoon of olive oil. Tablespoon of olive oil. We're going to season with salt and pepper. I'm going to taste it after. I have a pretty good idea with most of these meals what salt and pepper we like. Again, you can taste as you go. Season more if needed. And now we're going to mix to combine. And stir thoroughly. This is what it's turning out to look like. Is it coming out near our pictures? Kind of does. I think that's pretty well combined. So what we're going to do now, I'm sure I'm going to need a spoon anyway. I'm going to divide the filling among the lettuce leaves, top with the diced orange and a drizzle of olive oil, and we're going to enjoy, hopefully. So let's plate our dishes. All right, so out of all the lettuce, this is actually what I was able to kind of salvage. The rest were already broken apart. So we have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 that are kind of, in that lettuce cup shape. And we're going to fill it with the filling. couple more. Again, these on this plate, most of them are broken, so I'm kind of just lobbing the filling in. I do have some additional lettuce. The pieces are broken, so I guess for the rest I'll just kind of make a little bit of a salad with it. Top with the chunks of orange. And what do you think? So this was the picture. I guess they put them all on one plate because we weren't able, like I said, to salvage the lettuce. You can see the rest of it's all shrapnel. And this is the way the lettuce actually came. So we weren't really able to salvage cups. But like I said, it's not a major catastrophe since we'll do that. So it looks pretty close to the picture. So let's go in for a taste. So here we are. Here are the finished plates. We're going to give it a taste, see what we think. See, one that I can actually pick up is this one. Again, this is one of those meals where you just pick it up and go crazy. I like finger foods. So let's get a big bite and see what we think. It's good. Has some good flavor. Again, possibly maybe a little bland on for my taste buds. It is tasty. Do I love it? Honestly, not really. Was it horrible? No, it's edible. It's a meal I'm going to eat. Am I really excited or enthusiastic? To be honest, not really. So I guess this week's Blue Apron was a little bit disappointing for us. So I think I'm going to have to give this week's Blue Apron a thumbs down. Because we had 3 meals. One, the Top Chef, we were really excited about, which was really a big letdown. And this one was a little bit of a letdown as well. So be sure to give us a thumbs up if you like the video. Please put any comments you have. If you see a way I'm cutting something or cooking preparation or something that you know of that would help us out, or you think that we should know about or you want us to talk about, please put it in the comments. We welcome all your feedback, and please subscribe. Aside from the cooking videos, we have a lot of great reviews and just general knowledge videos coming up. So we'll see you next time. Have a great night.